Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Y'all, as you probably can see in my face, I'm actually a bit tired. I've had a very long day. Um, I worked with first grade today, um, and they were pretty good actually. I was kind of impressed with their skill level. But the reason that I am starting this video is I hope you're having a great day. I hope that your week is going pretty well. There's so much going on across the nation, so much going on in the world, actually. Yeah, my cats are outside right now, so I keep looking down at them. But yeah, so I want to get into this. New NC laws take effect, including stricter immigration enforcement, Public Safety Act changes. So, greetings, Fox Galaxy. So apparently, this is going to directly impact immigration, you all. So I thought I would talk about this. Thank you for the like, because I know that we just had a shutdown. I don't know if it's still shut down or not. I have to look into it, y'all. I got back home. I fixed myself something to eat. Hi, Lonesome Dove. And then I pulled this up and I saw that they have new immigration laws taking place, stricter immigration enforcement, and Public Safety Act changes. So let's run down the line. He said you clicked on it real fast. I hope y'all are doing good today because y'all, it's a lot going on out here in this world, y'all. So it says several new laws have taken effect in North Carolina on Wednesday, October the 1st, you all. The laws hit several areas including immigration enforcement, foster care, and adoption, care for the elderly and disabled, and support for military service members. So this is going to be quite interesting. I just saw the Instagram reel. Okay. It says tougher immigration enforcement. Changes to House Bill 318 require law enforcement agencies in North Carolina to further cooperate with federal immigration authorities. The bill expands earlier efforts to force sheriffs to notify Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is ICE, before releasing anyone in their custody who is being held on an immigration detainer, a temporary request issued by ICE. Then it says sheriffs are now be required to attempt to determine the immigration status of anyone charged with a felony or drunken driving. It also requires agencies to hold people with ICE detainers in jail for 48 hours, past the point when they would otherwise be released. So this is what's going on with immigration, y'all. It says Government Josh Stein vetoed the bill in June, calling this requirement unconstitutional. Stein says officers cannot keep people in custody solely based on a suspected immigration violation. Stein said that he supported portions of the bill requiring sheriffs to contact ICE about people charged with violent crimes. Republican lawmakers, with help of one Democrat, overrode Stein's veto of the bill in August. So that is what's going with immigration. It said people be losing their jobs left and right. Man, it's getting crazy out here. Now on to the Public Safety Act. Senate Bill 429 is a big bill that covers a lot of areas related to the criminal laws of North Carolina. Changes and revisions include making it easier for domestic violence victims to obtain a restraining order even if they live in another state. There are now revised requirements under the Crime Victims Compensation Act, um, and revised criminal offense of secret peeping into a room occupied by another person. Okay, so I guess they're not going to let you can't spy on someone in another room. Some parts of this massive bill take effect in December. And it says Government Stein said this about the bill when he signed into law in July. This bill makes it easier for certain victims of domestic violence to have their day in court and obtain a restraining order, and it increases penalties for the sale of fentanyl to get this deadly drug off our streets. It also makes clear that just as with other organizations, religious organizations can be held liable for sexual abuse by their employees. So this is the Public Safety Act, everyone. It says, I am concerned that this bill increases penalties on people for their addiction when it is already a felony to possess narcotics, and that it punishes organizations providing civil legal service to low income North Carolinians. North Carolinians. I urge the General Assembly to responsibly address addiction and to protect funding for legal aid and other organizations, you all. So that is so interesting. It's okay. It's okay, Fox, if you missed the live earlier. You can always go back and watch the replay. Now, I wonder how this is going to impact because, there are a lot of homeless people that do suffer with addiction, you all. And then there's the Military and Veteran Support Act. Senate Bill 118, 118 make various modifications to laws that pertain to military service members and veterans. It also authorizes remote driver licenses renewal for active members and their families. The law also prohibits discriminatory admissions policies regarding active duty service members and veterans, require military admissions deferment for certain persons admitted to the UNC system, and provide in-state tuition to certain honorably discharged veterans. And then here's support for community pharmacies. Senate Bill 479, also known as the Script Act, supports community retail pharmacies and enhances transparency and access to affordable medications. No matter where you live in North Carolina, you should be able to access affordable health care and medications. This bill increases accountability and protects community pharmacies from pharmacy benefit managers' unfair business practice that make prescription drugs more expensive for patients. It will help independent pharmacies promote access to health care, particularly in rural areas. And critically, it will lower the amount consumers pay at the pharmacy counter by making sure discounts are passed on to them, Government Stein said about the law. Yeah, hold on, I had a little pop up right here. It says foster care and adoption changes. After sweeping bipartisan changes to foster care and adoption laws, some take effect this month. House Bill 612 largely deals with the investigating child abuse and neglect cases, enforcing shorter deadlines and creating new procedures to avoid conflicts of interest or other issues. The bill also requires any city or county employees who work with children to receive a background check. The bill passed unanimously and got Stein's approval, who said it protects our most vulnerable children and strengthens our welfare system. Thank you, Astrid. Same back to you. Modernize North Carolina SAFE Act, Mortgage Fee Act. Oh, this is an interesting one, y'all, because I'm a realtor, I want to hear about this. The primary goal of House Bill 762 is to protect consumers seeking residential mortgage loans and to ensure that the mortgage lending industry operates without unfair, deceptive, and fraudulent practices on the part of mortgage loan originators. Interesting. Interesting. I'm glad to hear that they put that into place. There's something called TILA, the Truth in Lending Act, as well, that goes into place whenever you purchase a house. All right. Teams to help disabled and elderly adults. So, Senate Bill 400 allows counties to create new teams to help older adults or people with disabilities who are being served by adult protective services. All counties in the state are allowed create case review, multidisciplinary teams. I think they missed some words here, which would include professionals from social services, law enforcement, and healthcare. These teams would review active cases of disabled or elderly adults and make recommendations to that county on how to address systematic problems and service gaps that may exist. Okay? And then there's a revised North Carolina Department of Transportation law. These laws include Senate Bill 391 and is an act to revise laws concerning the Department of Transportation. The bill includes a wide range of topics, including license renewal changes, toll road billing, and more. So, and it says to see the full laws taking effect October 1st, which is today, 2025. New laws, well, July 1st, 2025, on July 1st, they always implement new laws into place as well. All right. So those you all are the new laws for North Carolina. Okay. So tell me, what do y'all think? What laws would you like to see passed? Do you think these are going to be helpful in any aspect? Were there any laws that stuck out to you? What are your thoughts about this whole situation? Red Lobster's 36-year-old CEO got the company out of bankruptcy. Yeah, I'm just reading something here. This just popped up on my phone. So it said that Red Lobster's 36-year-old CEO just got the restaurant out of bankruptcy. That just showed up. So I was looking at it. Now he's plotting the greatest comeback. That is pretty awesome. Had no idea. He's pretty young for that. Shout out to him. All right. So it says here, do y'all eat at Red Lobster? I don't even know. Oh, thank you. The brand of my blouse, Evelyn Janet Escogido Rodriguez. I've had this for so long, for so many years now. I don't even know. I'm not sure. When I see something that fits me because I'm so petite and I like it and it's a good price, I get it. So I'm not sure. Hi, Sharice. How are you, Sharice Brewster? You said no, you don't eat at Red Lobster, Kayla? Oh, did you name yourself Satan? I don't even know how I feel about that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to call you Santa, okay? Because if you invert the letters, that's exactly what it spells. So, yeah, it looks like I didn't even know Red Lobster was in bankruptcy, but you all know that a lot, and you're laughing with the fire emoji. They have good biscuits. They do. You don't eat bottom feeders or sea roaches. I don't blame you. And actually, I'm trying to stay away from those things as well. But the biscuits are good, but I'm trying to stay away from bread, y'all. I don't know how y'all feel, what your appetite entails or what your diet entails, but that bread and that yeast is no good for our bodies. It puts our digestive systems through it, making it work so much harder. And so we need to drink plenty of water, plenty of fluids to push and flush that stuff out and down. You eat Buffalo Wild Wings, Fox Galaxy. Bread is high cholesterol. It is. But I used to always have a weakness for bread. Like I like vanilla cake, um, strawberry shortcake, pies, like apple pie, like the crust of it. I love rolls, y'all. But I am really, it is too much glucose in bread, but I'm trying to hold myself back because I understand in the long term what it can do to us. One law that I would like to see implemented for this entire nation, not just for the states, not for individual states, but it's just for the Food Drug Administration not to pass certain foods that is full of poison. I would like to see less, poisonous ingredients in the food. That's a law that I would like for them to pass for the entire nation, y'all. Because from my understanding, the people that like have traveled to say Mexico or other places, they said that the food tastes totally different when they leave the country versus when they come back, and they actually get sick because of that. You look very healthy, like you take care of yourself. I try my best. But no matter how much we try, there's always something slipping through the cracks and crevice. So I believe that we also have to stay in heavy prayer as well and just ask whoever you believe in, just to take care of us and guide us. You said I had the hot boneless wings with the spicy sauce with mozzarella sticks when you turned 18 in 2023. You said get rid of seed oils. Okay, so like, are you saying, Kayla and Hunter, are you saying get rid of black seed oil? Because I heard that's really good for us. It actually flushes out things in our system. But you said get rid of seed oils. Are you speaking of like sunflower seed oil? Oh, vegetable oil. Definitely vegetable oil. So I use extra virgin olive oil. And I think that it might be a little bit more expensive, but to me, it's worth it because it lasts longer. So I do use extra virgin olive oil. Also, you can use coconut oil as well. I used to use coconut oil. Coconut oil is good to cook with, and you can put it on your body for moisturization. You said King James Version. Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. I do have trouble fasting. I'm not going to lie. I'm not one to fast. The only way I fasted, I think it was last year, is because I was sick and I didn't really have, I don't even know if I had an appetite, you all. And when I fasted, I think it was helping my body. But so I was watching these documentaries with these doctors, and they're saying that if you have like an illness or a sickness in your body, the way to get rid of it is to starve it. And how do we starve it? Not feeding it, because certain things that we feed our bodies actually feed the illness or like the parasites in our bodies. So if you starve it, then you can cut it off. And they're saying this can even help with like cancer patients or people that are dealing with stuff like that. So this is a very interesting study. If y'all just do some research, there's a lot of good doctors out here on the internet that have been practicing for years, and they give really good information. One doctor that I know of is Dr. Bobby Price. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he eats very clean, very healthy. Everything that he cooks is like organic from the earth. And there's another guy. He's called the Food Prophet, and he has all these recipes and remedies of things that you can take before you go to bed, the first thing you can take when you wake up. For me personally, I was taking E3 Live. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but it's like kind of, it's green and you take little shots of it. It's kind of like chlorophyll, and I think they said it has like algae in it, live algae. You have to keep it in the freezer to keep it good. And then all you do is when you want to thaw it out, put it in the refrigerator, keep it cold. And then you take like a shot of it in the AM when you get up on an empty stomach. It doesn't make you sick or anything. And you can mix it a little bit with orange juice, but it doesn't taste bad. So I just think that these are interesting things as well. You said your mouth and face was red. You had some Mountain Dew like it was going to work. It made it worse. What was going on with you, Fox Galaxy? You said you're struggling with fasting. You're going to go on your villain arc. Hey, country, how are you? So, those are just the little things that I do. I don't know what you all do. I know everybody has their own little special things. I need to get some more. The E3 Live is very expensive, y'all. It's not cheap. I want to order some for like, all the people that I care about because I want them to start taking it too. And then also CMOS is supposed to be really good because of the nutrients and things that we don't receive. It's supposed to have it in the sea moss, but I would be very careful where you get your sea moss from, because when it started being really a hot commodity, everybody was making it. Everybody had sea moss, and I just don't trust getting it from a lot of people. They actually were growing it in their tubs, and it just feels like, I don't know how clean people are. I'm real funny and finicky about what I eat and what I consume and where I get it from. So like when we used to have potlucks at work, I most of the time would not eat anything from people that brought food in from their kitchen. Now, if it was store bought or like from a store, I would partake, but more than likely if somebody cooked it in their kitchen, I wasn't going to eat it because I don't know these people and I don't know what their practices are in at home. You said I woke up last night at 3 a.m. and ate a big sandwich, felt like crap all day. Really, Kayla? I used to go through a period where I would wake up at approximately 3 o'clock to 3:30 every a.m. and I would just have the munchies. This was going on with me like in 2017. It was like I would wake up hungry, and I mean, I don't know if it has something to do with my diet changing because I actually had stopped eating meat, but I would wake up like 3:30. I needed something to eat, and I would have nuts. I would bring snacks to the bedroom, have it on the bed stand. Like I just had to eat, or I had to get up and go to the kitchen, and I would have to have some type of food on my stomach because I was hungry, y'all. This stomach was on grr. But I know they're saying we're supposed to eat with the sun. So like whenever the sun is going down, that's the time when you already should have had your dinner. I'm a late night eater. It's probably not the best thing for my digestive system because once you don't move around as much, you're laying down on that. And I forgot what the terminology for that is called. But yeah, we're doing ourselves a disservice over here in America with the way that we eat, especially because they say that we're supposed to eat the biggest part of our meal should be breakfast so it can give our bodies fuel for the day, and then we're not supposed to eat so heavy at dinner because we're lying down. But Americans do the opposite, y'all. I really feel that we live in a state of glutton when it comes to this food over here. I think we overeat, actually. Like, if you look at how we eat and the portion sizes, I really don't think that we're meant to eat like that, y'all. I really don't think so. Um, it's just very interesting. Yes, Kayla and Hunter, because I noticed like how the Asians eat. They're very particular about what they eat. Even Middle Eastern people are very particular about what they eat. But like over here, oh my goodness, we be going at it. We be going at it. Thank y'all moderators for hiding whoever that is in the chat. I didn't even see what they said. You said special in Texas. What's going on in Texas? I know one thing that's going down in Texas is that Texas, y'all have what is it, the national or the state Texas Fair out in Dallas. My friend is out there. She's a part of it. She's been trying to get me to come out there. I wish I could be there. I want to be a part of that state fair. And it looks like it's so fun, y'all. They said people come from all over the nation to partake in that state fair. They have vendors all along the streets selling stuff. Yeah, man, I got to get back out to Texas. I really want to be out there. What's good, Sassy Mo? Glad to see you in the building. Here in Alberta, we eat a lot of beef and drink a lot of beer. Okay. Um, Hello from England. Oh, England and Millie Hendricks. Look, I love the English accent. Do you have an English accent? Do you have one? I just love English accents. You said, come see Big Tex at the State Fair. I would love to. You said, am I a Christian? No, I don't subscribe to Christianity, Kayla and Hunter. Don't mean to offend anyone, but I did a live stream on that earlier. I am Jamaican and I am a travel nurse. Oh, sea moss. I grew up on. Try moringa and seed and leaf. I get it free in my backyard. In Jamaica, I go in my backyard and just eat real food. That is a blessing. You are wealthy. That's what that is. I call that wealth, Claudette. You said I heard about how Texas be. Texas can get hot, y'all. The last time not last time, but one time I went to Texas. It was in February of 2020, and I can tell you this. One day it was kind of like wintry. The very next day it was like summer. No joke. In February, I have pictures basically walking down the street with a halt, like almost like a halter top on. That, and it was hot. Very strong, unfortunately. Okay, well, I like the English accent. I look, every time I hear someone speak with an accent, I try to emulate it. I hope they don't get offended. I just love accents. You like my southern accent? I don't like the southern accent. I wish I could get rid of it because I'm technically not from the South. So I don't know how this happened, Millie Hendricks, but it happened. And yes, I do have like a southern tang, and I don't understand how this happened because when we moved, so we lived in Europe, and when we came back, and this was many years ago when I was younger, I didn't realize that we spoke a different way. So when we would talk, I would be like, Dottie. We would say that we're saying daddy, but we'd be like Dottie. And people would look at us like, y'all speak so proper. I didn't know what they were meant by that. Even our family, because our family's from the country. And they would be like, those girls are so proper. And they used to, say that we were stuck up, but it was just the way that we spoke. We didn't know any better. One day, y'all, I found these old cassette tapes. Now that tells you, right? Because people don't have cassette tapes anymore. People probably don't even have CDs anymore. We found these old cassette tapes, and my sister and I had recorded ourselves on this tape player. Now that tells you how long ago this was. And we were doing like this little exercise routine, and we were acting like we were featured on like this little exercise video, and we were talking to each other, and oh my god, like the accent was very much there, but I guess we didn't realize it. But the longer we stayed here in the United States, I guess I don't know if it came from like the people we went to school with or what, but the dialect, our accents went away, and my mother was like, I wish y'all still had that, but it went away, y'all. But a lot of people that I come across that live here that are from New York, they've been here for 20 years, and I can tell that they are from up north. I'm like, what part of New York are you from? Most of them will say Brooklyn. Sometimes you'll find people from like different areas, but for most of the time, it's Brooklyn, y'all. So it's just so interesting how the dialect changes around, like from the north to the south, even to like they say Midwest and like the West Coast. You said somebody saying nasty stuff in the chat. You've a beautiful button nose too. Oh, thank you, Millie. Somebody said yesterday that my nose was big. I thought she was wearing a Spider-Man costume. I've watched you on the telly all of my life. Okay. You like my voice, Care Bear? Oh, you stay hydrated all day. Thank you, Care Bear. That's another thing. I really did not like the sound of my voice, and my sister is the same way. We would criticize ourselves, and we was like, I don't like how I talk. And my mother would be like, y'all stop talking about yourselves. But I had to get over it and realize that over the course of years, I've grown to like nurture and like appreciate my voice, because there are some people that can't even speak. I was working with a first grader today, and he's the cutest little thing, and he had to wear like this voice box thing around his neck. But he was the cutest little thing ever, y'all. He was just, oh, he was so adorable. Um, so that lets you know how fortunate we are, because things you don't like about yourself. Like some people might say, "Oh, I don't like my feet. I don't like this. I don't like that." When there's someone that wishes that they had what you have. So we just have to embrace ourselves. Nobody is ever going to come here with the perfect everything, right? And that's why you have a lot of people making alterations to their bodies, which I don't believe in surgery unless it's absolutely necessary, like unless you need to do it for health reasons, and I just think that most of us should just kind of embrace ourselves a little more. You don't like yourself? You're going to have to work on that. Self depre- Self depreciation is unfortunately a common theme amongst us. Chester, thank you. But yeah, I just think that, a lot of times we be so self-conscious about stuff. Like I know there are things about me that um if I could change, I probably would alter, but now I'm like, is it really that serious? It's not that serious, because there's somebody that wish they could hear, see, talk, speak, smell, touch, the things that we take for granted, even breathing with your own lungs. There are some people that can't even do that. They're hooked up to ventilators and respirators, y'all. So we really take these things for granted, and I think that society has really gotten us to be so superficial when it comes to stuff like that. Like when now, so this is what I heard somebody say. Like if you're trying to find someone, in the world, or like you're trying to find a mate or a partner, close your eyes and listen to them talk, and get imagine could you imagine yourself with them the rest of your life if you just close your eyes, listen to them talk? How do they make you feel? Because see, now you're just seeing what they sound like. You're really hearing them for who they are. You're not going off of all these other superficial things. So I think that's very important, because I feel like the superficial stuff can bring you to someone, but I don't think it holds it together. I don't think that will keep that union together. That's just my opinion. You're feeling a little heartless because your heart gets broken left and right. That's why you're still a violent a little. We are so blessed to have what we have, even if we don't like it. It's a new chance to grow. Yes, Jennifer. Yes, Jennifer. It is so true. Like we are very blessed. I mean, even though our country's going through what it's going through, with the shutdown. Are we still in the shutdown, by the way? Because I haven't looked into that. Um, we are still fortunate here, because when you look at a lot of these countries where people are migrating from, they are really like, we think we have poverty here. They have, like, our poverty is not the same as their poverty. Like, even the infrastructure of, like, our houses, our roads. I've seen, like, on certain videos, I think it was Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Ghana? I think it might have been Ghana. I'm not too sure. But, like, this woman went over there to rent a house, and, like, her whole entire backyard was getting washed away when it rained. Like, flooding downslope. And I'm like, we are very blessed not to have to deal with that type of stuff, y'all. Because the city mandates certain things. We have codes in place, the county, the state. So we're fortunate, but unfortunately, we're dealing with a lot of politics here. We're dealing with a lot of politics here, and that's the thing that holds a lot of things back from this country being better. Because I remember as a child, like, I always would think to myself as a child, why is this world so backwards? It seems like the things that made sense to me seemed like it was so difficult for it to happen. And it just, as a child, you're thinking, just do it. It seems so simple. But it's like all these policies are put into place. Well, you can't do this because of that, and you can't do this, and then you start setting up limitations in a child's mind, because children are very free, they're very creative. And one thing I think people don't think about sometimes is the limiting thoughts that you can put into a child's mind, because this is their most creative time in life. So I try not to limit children, especially when I'm working with them. I always want to give them positive reinforcement. I don't want to tell them that you can't do this or no. And, I try to give them options and choices, because what we want to do is build them up so that they can start making decisions. Because if you always tell them what to do, then they're going to be like that. They're going to wait for you to tell them everything. But if you start giving them, letting them delegate some tasks, or asking them to help in class, or calling on them to the board, let them teach the class. Because I let the students teach class sometimes, especially if I can point out that they really know what they're doing, because children tend to learn from each other a lot faster sometimes. um, so I think that helps boost their confidence, and I love seeing that, y'all. I love seeing it. So, okay, grace that is greater than all our sins, because they aren't smart enough to not live in flood zones. Okay, well, unfortunately, there are flood zones everywhere. Even when you purchase a house, you have to, they have a map that they look at when you purchase the house, and that's here in America. And depending on where your house is located and the elevation level, you have to purchase flood insurance if your house is in a flood zone. So I wouldn't necessarily say they're not smart enough, okay? But I think you're really trying to be condescending, and we don't really have room for that over here. So please keep your negativity somewhere else. You're trying to leave the US. I really encourage you, sickle cell soldier, to definitely go explore. Like, I was talking to some of, the people around me about the same thing, and I would love to leave the US again as well. I'm very open to it, actually. Patrick, you can leave as well, okay? Because I don't consider myself a YouTube podcaster. This is just me having a live stream, just talking. So if you don't want to be here, you can leave. You said love is the greatest gift. It is. Mark Brody, hello, hope all is well. Same to you. But those are just my thoughts, y'all. Right now, it's a beautiful day. It's 82 degrees. The breeze is blowing. We've had, like, perfect weather. I cannot complain about it at all. The sun is shining, y'all. I started to just go sit outside for a minute, but the neighbor is out there working on his yard. So if I go out there, you're going to start hearing the background noise. But y'all, I just love being outside. There was a point in life when I didn't really go outside like that, but the older I got, the more I started being more in tune with nature, with the sun, and definitely love being around water. Yes, thank you, Fox Galaxy. You said great thoughts. Y'all talk to me. Talk back to me. I don't want to be the only one talking. I want y'all to talk back to me. Tell me, how's your day going? You said, does government shutdown affect real estate prices? It may. It may. Where are you from? You're from NYC? So I was born in North Carolina, I did not spend my entire life in North Carolina. I moved around because of my, father being in the military. But I like New York. I like New York. John, you can go. But yeah, I like New York. I like Manhattan. I know that's like the tourist attraction, but I like the diversity of it. So I haven't been to New York in a while, actually, but I would love to go back. It feels like having a conversation with someone I didn't know I needed in my life until I met you. Thank you, Fox Galaxy. You're from Harlem. Okay, Harlem. Isn't that Mason Beth? Mason Beth. Did you know Mace back in the day, Mark Brody? Shout out to Harlem. I don't know anything about Harlem though. We did ride through the Bronx. We did ride through the Bronx. Well, yeah, I drove through past there actually. I'm not gonna say through there. We rode past there. So yeah, I'm not too familiar with New York like that, but I like their culture, the diversity. Come back to us, sis. You're upstate. So Mimi, upstate is like White Plains area. Is that what you consider upstate? Because I did ride through there as well, and I like White Plains. That's like 30 minutes outside of the city, right? Going up north. There are so many places I still want to go to, y'all. Hawaii is one of them. Um, I do like Dallas. You said I'm a real pimp. You want to holler at me, Dilbert. Why? If you want to be a pimp, cash out BGAB clothing, okay? Albany, the capital. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, have never been to California, would love to go. I have a friend that's from LA. I've been to Las Vegas. I like Vegas. I like Vegas. Hawaii, I heard is very nice. I heard it's very expensive as well. One of my colleagues, her son played basketball out in Hawaii, but yeah, I heard it was very expensive. But I would love to go there. Some countries that I would love to visit. One is Japan. Definitely want to go to Asia. Definitely would love to go to like Canada, probably Toronto. Um, where else? Definitely I don't even know what part of Africa because it's so massive. Um, I'm just fascinated with Africa, y'all. I want to go to Africa, but you know what I was watching earlier. LA is expensive too, and I went there. Okay. Okay. I was watching Ashra Kwasi earlier before I got on here, and he takes tours to Africa. And he's having a tour this coming July 2026. That's where I want to go. I think they're going to be visiting Egypt, and he's going to, be talking about the tour and the history. I think I want to do something like that. Um, Definitely want to go there. I don't know. There are a lot of places that I would like to explore. Thailand is another one. I hear a lot of people are going out there as well. So I don't know. Where are some places y'all would like to go? Tokyo? Yeah, Tokyo sounds nice. You said Tokyo looks so amazing with the technology. Oh my goodness. That's one thing about the Asian community, like the Chinese and the Japanese, their technology is off this planet. And I want to go to Burkina Faso. I like their new young leader. I went to my first Dodgers game. Let's go Dodgers. Got to go to Japan. So, I remember way back in the day, I don't even know if y'all remember this, but we used to have this thing called weekly readers for like science, social studies. And then the weekly reader, y'all, and I'm talking, this was like when I was in middle school, they were talking about flat screen TVs. And at that time, I think we had like the box TVs. Y'all remember those? So before those were even a thing, they were talking about flat screen TVs and the weekly readers. Lo and behold, as time started to move along, what do we have right now? Flat screen TVs that you can hang on the wall. And they were talking about China having that technology way back then. So it's pretty. Thank you, Afriano. Thank you. You said Egypt to see the pyramids and such, but I really want to go to Picchu. I've been to Cancun to see the pyramids there. I didn't even know they had pyramids in Cancun. You said you had the big back TVs too? Do y'all remember the floor models? Y'all, my parents had a floor model TV when we were living in Germany. They had this big floor model TV, y'all. That thing lasted. It never died. It never died. I don't think those TVs ever died. Those box ones, they never died, y'all. These flat screens, I think they're more sensitive. You had a floor model on some Dove? First floor model, I don't know about that. Mark Brody, you probably wouldn't. You wouldn't know about it. You wouldn't know about it. It was given to you. I had one that my grandfather gave me. It was I think it was at his house or something. And I met my grandfather on my mother's side when I turned 15. And we both have the same zodiac sign. So one day he came to the house and I got this picture of us. I was sitting on his lap, y'all. And he took off his ring and gave it to me. He was like, "You want this?" He just gave it to me. Then somehow I ended up with his flat screen TV. So y'all, it's nothing like grandfathers because they spoil and spoil and spoil. You can get everything you want from the grandfather. You said you were born in 86. Nothing wrong with that. 80s babies. You just moved a damn floor model that was 2 weeks ago. You gotta be lying, sickle cell. Your back is still hurting? Oh, you said my grill is effed up? No, it's not. You just don't like my teeth. So the bottom teeth are a little crooked. And then I got one right here that you can see. But I had a retainer when I was younger. Your zodiac sign is a Taurus. Shout out to the Tauruses. Thank you. You like my hair? Thank you for saying that. Yeah, so um yeah, Tony Jones, your attitude is fucked. Oh, effed up. I'm not supposed to say the F word. You did a clean out for someone? Oh, okay. Well, Tony, I can't see you. Okay. Um, well, I don't know. Did the floor model make it? Sickle cell? Did the floor model make it? Did it make it? I probably would have put it down by the dumpster and just let the trash people get it. Cause I don't even know if I want to deal with that. People are weird. I think honestly, sometimes guys come on here because they want my attention, and I think maybe their feelings got hurt from another female, so they're trying to take it out on me because I did nothing to him. I think he was on one of my other live streams too, y'all. But yeah, my teeth are not perfect. They're not straight. I've had this for years, and actually, the dentist always says that my teeth are in good shape, very healthy, very beautiful teeth. I do wish they were straighter. They grew in, with crowdage. So I had to have a retainer when I was younger because the top tooth was twisted. So that's what happened with my teeth. You said you're subscribing. You seem like a good person. His teeth ain't perfect either. Y'all, at least they're all mine and I can chew, okay? Because let me tell y'all, it's people out here getting those veneers. Like they're getting their teeth removed and screwing teeth in. And I just don't know what that's going to look like in 20 years from now, 30 years from now. If you get older and elderly, are you going to be able to maintain this? I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm trying to keep everything on my body as much as I can. I don't want to have to replace anything. That's right. And I told y'all about my wrist injury, y'all. They told me I needed surgery. I refused that surgery and I spoke healing over my body. I told myself I will heal. I rejected because they really tried to push it on me, y'all. I said, no, I know we can heal. And I spoke life over myself. I spoke healing over myself. I listened to those positive sounds because, when we listen to frequencies, we know that the positive frequencies impact our health and impacts our healing. And that's exactly what I did. And look, I couldn't even do this, y'all. I couldn't even do this. I am so proud. I can snap my finger and I'm right hand dominant. Y'all, I couldn't even do my hair. Y'all should have seen what I was looking like back in December. I mean, I was a hot mess on that in that emergency room. I have pictures of it. I had my little real estate badge on. My hair was like this because I had plans to flat iron my hair, but I washed it, but I didn't flat iron it. So, oh my goodness, y'all. It was a mess going on. I had to get one of my colleagues to help me with my hair. It was a hot mess, but it's all good. But you know what? I became so proud of myself because it taught me how strong I was. Like when I wanted to wash my hair, I found ways to do things that I thought I could never do. I had to write with my left hand. I had to do everything with my left hand. Couldn't do anything with this hand, y'all. Even had to still take care of the cats. You know what I'm saying? Had to do any and everything I could with my left hand, y'all. And I'm not left hand dominant. So that's the power and strength in you. When you put your mind to it, you can do it. You definitely can do it. You sure can. Let me see. Hold on. People in the comments don't know what natural beauty is. Um, you said forget that 10-second time out. I'm subscribing. His teeth ain't perfect. You are very pretty. Thank you. Travel now while you are able to. Glad I did because living in long-term care home. Okay, well I'm glad you got to see the world. You look so fragile like a flower. Your teeth are pretty. Oh, I look delicate. You know what? I do look delicate. But let me tell you something. I am a lot stronger than what I look like. I promise you. Um, as far as my physical strength, because I have not been lifting weights, but I'm a lot stronger than what I look like, y'all. You can tell because when I be talking to people, like in the comment section, and they try to come at me, if I was, real fragile and delicate, but I know what you're saying, but like if I was, and they say that I'm sensitive, which sensitive just means that you're an empath and your senses are heightened. But if I let people get to me, like these comments are nothing compared to what I went through as a teenager, y'all. I went through a lot in high school. I went through a lot with other females disliking me, not liking me. They said they used to get mad because they said that I thought I was cute, that my hair, that was another thing that they were mad about. Just they didn't know what my ethnicity was. You must be mixed with something. It was all types of stuff. So I went through a lot, y'all, to the point where I don't talk about it that much, but I did talk about it where, I was in some legal trouble, okay? Not really because of my fault, but because of what they were doing to me. And because I'm so small and petite, I was going to defend myself and it wasn't going to be a fair fight. That's one thing you're not going to do. You're not going to try to run up on me and attack me, thinking there's a crowd of you and a group of you and it's one of me. So I did what I had to do, y'all. And I had Russell Wilson's father was my attorney back in the day. And, I was not guilty for whatever they tried to say that I was doing. Okay, let's just put it that way. But yeah, so I went through a lot. You said he probably don't brush his teeth. His breath probably stink. Don't mind him, you're beautiful. I'm not even worried about that, y'all. You said bet you was a baddie back in the day. all the all the body hurt. Mimi, he got beaver teeth. This life hurt. You are a very beautiful woman, but more importantly, you can see that you are intelligent. Love your vibe. You got us up. Thank you, Chris Maloney. How long you been going live on YouTube? I've been going live on YouTube for a couple of years. Probably I started in 2023. I didn't have the courage to go live, y'all. I I was very scared to start a YouTube channel. I don't like talking in front of people. I am shy. Believe it or not, I don't like people. I don't really like people. Um, and I think it's probably because I've always been shy, even like in elementary school. I never wanted to get up and talk in front of the class, never wanted to have attention on me. But I always liked to write. I liked reading and I liked creativity. I liked arts. I wanted to be an artist. I wanted to be a choreographer. I liked the arts. So I started getting into writing and music. And I was a music major and an English major. And basically, I love psychology. So, with all these things, um, writing helps me to organize my thoughts. And when I started writing, I started speaking better. And people would like to listen to what I wrote. And they were like, oh, you're really good at writing. But what's good are the narratives. What's good is your writing. What good is your writing if you don't ever let anybody hear it? What good is your voice if you don't ever share it? What good are your thoughts if you don't influence somebody or empower someone? What good are your talents if you don't share your gifts with the world? So I had to kind of get over that. And just like I had to gain strength within myself because I still, y'all, don't like people. I don't like other people's energy around me too much. I don't like being around a loud noise in a restaurant. I like being in quiet so I can think, so I can contemplate. I feel like you can't get to really know people when you're around a bunch of banter. And so maybe that's just me, but yeah, I just started going live about 3 years ago because other than that, I would just make videos and post, make the video and post, and that took a lot of courage, y'all. That took a lot of courage, and what I noticed is that like my views, people started to like subscribe a little bit and watch my content, but it was me not being consistent. But then I started to see other people go live and I'm like, maybe I'll try that because I felt very opinionated on stuff. And so when I started going live, I just kept going live, y'all. You said, "Hi, sweetheart." Hello. Haters from NPCs. You said, "All pocket rocket." What does that mean? Hello from Paris. Shout out to Paris. That's a great top. Thank you. They just big and mad because you're in your greatness. Thank you. I don't know why. Black Revolutionary! Oh my goodness, you're in the building. Hold on, y'all. Him and I go way back because I don't know the story was so hot. Sorry that happened though. Yeah. But look, Black Revolutionary and I go way back. So he is featured on my very first video on YouTube. And that was a video, it wasn't even a video that I posted of myself talking. It was a video of him and I having a discourse, a dialogue, and a conversation. And I just thought that when we used to have our builds and our conversations, because a lot of my knowledge about history, a lot of my information, he opened up my eyes to a lot as well. We would have so many conversations behind the scenes. And he's the one that told me about a lot of these pagan holidays that we celebrate. I didn't know a lot of the history about that, but he really, I call him like my history of encyclopedias because it's a lot of information that he has. And make sure you check out his channel, Black Revolutionary Now, BRN, I think TV it is. Well, you said peace and love to you, Melanated Queen, and I see you going in on the content these days, and I love to see your channel grow like Healthy Plant. We love you with your imperfections, so get shining. Thank you so much. And I'm waiting for the Asada Shakur to drop because I want to see that video as well. Shout out to Asada Shakur. My mind always goes blank when I'm speaking in front of my class. My brain be completely offline. It's all good. BGAB, I just love your outfit. You look so cute today in red and black. And did I mention your hair is gorgeous? Thank you. Thank you, Ed. I know, right? She is dreamy. Thank y'all so much. But yeah, so Black Revolutionary was there from the very beginning when I first started this channel, and it wasn't even me on the video. It was just us talking, and I put up pictures. So that's that's how it started, y'all. And it was just so funny that he also started his channel. So I give him much credence because his channel is actually growing very well too, faster than mine because I stopped and I would start and stop and start, and I'll be all over the place. And that's just how my mind works, y'all. So please be patient with me. I know the feeling, and I went through the same thing, and you give me confidence to do the YouTube thing. LOL, respect, Black Queen. You're so well spoken. I really love hearing you speak. He has a Caribbean accent, y'all. Shout out to Toronto and the Caribbeans. But yeah, so I just love different accents from different parts of the world. And if I could have a Caribbean accent or an English accent or something different, I probably would change the way I speak. But I can't. I can't. We can always work on stuff though, right? But yeah, so much love from Chicago. Chi-Town is in the building. Definitely got to visit Chicago one day. How's the weather in Chicago, Fox Galaxy? Tell me what that's like right now. Is it chilly? Because y'all know Chicago weather can get very cold. I would have to come there like in the summertime. You said you're black, not brown, though? Question mark. You talking about the channel name? Well, my skin is brown. So what do you want me to say? Black girls are beautiful? Would that make you feel better? You said, am I single asking for a friend? Sadly, about to get cold soon. Yeah, I say brown girls are beautiful because our skin is brown. And so the whole premise behind it is I started a brand called Brown Girls Are Beautiful, and it was to celebrate the golden glowers, the bronze cuties, and the caramel beauties, y'all. Because when I moved to a certain part of the United States, I saw that there was a certain thing called colorism that I was not accustomed to. I didn't know that people actually had a thing called colorism, because like I said, I was around a bunch of different people, and when you move to certain states, they practice colorism a lot here in America, actually. And so that's why I was like, why are we dividing ourselves based on that? To me, that's craziness, but people do that. So it was just to, I guess, set the precedence for what you want to see in society, like overcome some barriers, right? Because I feel like all of that is unnecessary. You said your skin is brown too? Yeah, you recorded me behind the scenes and I was shy at first. I sure did. You have an albino friend? There's an albino lady that works at the school and she's melanated as well. Indians are brown? Yeah, well, I'm Native American as well. Shout out to my great grandmother. You said don't be shy. Well, I'm pushing through it, Fox Galaxy. I'm pushing through it. But sometimes you have to challenge and push yourself. But I am very proud of Black Revolutionary as well. So don't let my advice to anybody, like whatever you want to do, don't let other people stop you. Don't let the hate or comments, whatever it is that's negative, don't let other people stop you from what you want to do. Because honestly, you get one time to live on this earth, in this time, in this physical body, in this realm. So whatever you want to do, just go for it. Life is short, and there are so many people that left this earth that did not get to fulfill some things that they wanted to do. Don't let that be you, because there's still stuff that I need to do, that I need to get accomplished, that I haven't done. You said Native Americans are not Indians. That's such a racist thing to say. Well, oh, I don't know what to tell you. Oh my God, you are wild, just wild, said Daniel. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, shout out to my great grandmother. She is a Native American. Okay. And so they call the Native Americans Indians. All right. I don't know if you're familiar with that terminology or not. So Black Revolutionary said all over the world where melanated people be at, the colorism is real. That's why we're here to change the narrative. And Lonesome Dove is Mexican, indigenous. Yeah, Mexica, Mexico, Mexico. But yeah, so I honestly feel like Mexicans and Native American Indians share a lineage together. Because if you look at their phenotypes and stuff like that, they have a resemblance. Yeah, they have a resemblance. So yeah. So anyway, y'all, people get very triggered and stuff when we start talking about things. But if y'all checked out my earlier live stream, a lot of people are going to be mad if they watch it. Oh, you can get off here because I'm not even like, I'm not going back and forth with you. You can stay gone. I'm not going back and forth with him. He said Mayans. That's right, McSwagger. He said you never got offended. You're Cambodian. Shout out to Cambodia. Shout out to Asia. Cambodians, Thailand, Vietnamese, all of that. Shout out to everybody. Whatever your nationality. As long as you don't come over here spreading hate, as long as you don't come over here with like nasty attitudes, saying rude stuff, I embrace you all. But the thing is, it's not going to stop myself or BRN TV from talking about the history and the truth of America and our history. It's not going to stop. So, like I said, a lot of people are, kind in the comment sections right now. But when I really start going in on some of the things that I'm going to be talking about, people might get triggered. And I'm just forewarning you right now. Like I was watching Ashwa Kwesi earlier, and like I said, he's going to be taking a trip to Egypt next year. I would love to go because I think it's nothing like being able to visit these places and see history, um, you know, being preserved and you get to see it live and in person. I think that's a wonderful thing. Shout out to all my beautiful Aboriginal people of this land before these uncivilized pilgrims. You said you're beautiful. What's good, Naomi? Um, I'm sick of, oh, bro, I'm tired of people always on something with me. He has been banned, Fox Galaxy. You don't have to worry about him. And plus, you have a wrench, so use it. If someone comes on and they are rude to my moderators, hold on. BRN, you're a moderator. If they're rude to y'all, ban them too. Because if they disrespect you, they're disrespecting my channel, they're disrespecting me. Y'all wouldn't be moderators if I didn't trust y'all. You said Africans were here way before Columbus. Right, Mixed Swagger. That's what I was talking about earlier. And a lot of them got mad and offended. Farmy said it's because you present yourself in a kind, respectful way compared to other people on here. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that having an attitude or arguing with people, cussing them out, going back and forth, that's not going to resolve anything. Like if they don't want to have a healthy dialogue or discourse and they don't want to hear the information that we're presenting, then they can do their own research. My whole premise for this channel is not for people to come over here being mean and rude and nasty to people. Like I'm not even in that type of energy and I'm not going to allow that energy on this channel. So they're not going to be disrespecting the moderators and I don't want them disrespecting the subscribers in the chat section either. That's uncalled for. Like I didn't like when that girl called you, what is she called you SPIC, because that's supposed to be like a derogatory term for Hispanic people. You don't call someone that. Don't come on saying nasty things about people like that. I didn't approve of that. And if she comes back on and does it again, ban her for life. You said you have a short temper, Fox Galaxy. Well, it is what it is because we're going to attract who's meant to be here, and the people that are not meant to be here are going to either leave willfully or be banned, okay, against their will. It's going to be one or the other. So, anyway, we're out here making America great again, y'all. So, shout out to all the viewers, the subscribers, and all the people in the chat section and my moderators. Thank you for helping me to make America great again. I appreciate you all. He said, you don't play about me. I don't play about y'all either. That's why y'all have those wrenches, okay? Y'all, it is 5:55 on the dot, y'all. I've been on here for about an hour and 2 minutes. But yeah, please make sure you check out BRN TV, Black Revolutionary TV, when y'all get a chance. If you want to hear about some real, Aboriginal history, I'm telling you, he's like a personal history encyclopedia. Love you too. Love y'all too. Yes, yes, indeed, y'all. I don't have much of anything else to talk about. I'm deleting some of my emails. I got still got work to do, y'all. It just seems like it never ends, y'all. It never ends. What do y'all have planned for the rest of this evening? Any plans? Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Shout out to all the new subscribers, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. Blessings to you all, by the way. And when I come on, I always try to present with positive energy. I try to start these videos off with positive energy, never negative. You're going to eat and sleep? Yes, Damar, this is my real hair. A lot of people are very uncomfortable with the truth, but very comfortable with lies. So let us make them very uncomfortable. I said a lot of people like to have beautiful lies told to them. I'd rather have the ugly truth than the beautiful lies, y'all. Let me know what it is up front because I'm tired of being lied to. When I discovered all the lies, I was so irritated because I'm like, I wasted so much of my time being indoctrinated. And I had to I'm still trying to free my mind coming out of indoctrination. It's like a daily thing. It's a never ending cycle because there's so many lies that they tell every day. They tell lies in the news, lies in the textbooks, lies on social media. It's just lies everywhere, y'all. But yeah, hopefully our country can come out of this shutdown if we're still in it. I don't know. I have to research and see, are we still in a shutdown? Um, all of this because we can't make America great. All of this is going down. Let me see. 44 minutes ago, CNBC said the government shut down live updates. Stalemate to last at least 3 days. All right, so they're still shut down, everybody. They are still shut down. You said don't leave? Most definitely. I'm gonna have to depart, y'all. Let me see what they said as of 44 minutes ago. Here's what we know. All right, I talked about it earlier. So we know why they shut down large numbers of people, Republican and Democrat funding proposals. They're not telling us anything different. They need to get closer to a conclusion. That's what I need to see. They're talking about NASA's acting CFO Stephen Shin said in a separate shutdown memo issued Monday that the space agency would support planned operations of the internal. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask y'all. Did y'all hear that they were shooting at UFOs right when the Charlie Kirk situation happened? This was like a few days before. Thank you, Jason. Did y'all hear about that? You said, "Rel, end this stream and restart another one, please." I think that there are other beings out there, but why are they releasing it to us now? Because they always tried to lie about it, y'all. What are your thoughts on that? Have y'all been listening to any of that? Because they haven't really been talking about it, but they said they tried to fire at these things. Now, what makes them think that their technology here on Earth can supersede these alien beings, right? I don't even think they're a match. They better leave these creatures alone. You said yes, the UFO getting shot, but it was a weather balloon. Are you serious? I heard they launched a missile at the UFO and the UFO brushed it off. That's what I'm saying. Why? And I wonder, do you think that this whole thing with the secret meeting and the commanders in chief for yesterday, that meeting, do you think it was about the UFOs? That's why the missile didn't explode. Those UFOs are not worried about anything they have here because, to my understanding, President Roosevelt back in the day was trading technology with the UFOs, y'all, in exchange for people coming up missing. Y'all don't believe me? Do your research. Don't believe me? Just watch. No, 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 no. Okay? These people are into some things going on behind the scenes you have no idea. And when people start talking about it, y'all just read some stuff out here. Look at Phil Schneider and William Cooper. Just do your research. The aliens somewhere getting mad, planning to get us back so we might be cooked. Nah, because if they come after me, I'm going to let them know I come in peace. I'm not one of the ones you want to attack. I come in peace, but I believe there are other beings out there. Definitely. I definitely agree. Well, anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. It's been an hour and 7 minutes. Thank you so much for joining, liking, and watching. You all have a great rest of your day. Continue to walk in your divinity and celebrate yourself. I'll tune in with y'all later. All right? Stay blessed. Come back and do another, my sweet lady. Thank you so much. Bye, y'all.